What if you could legally eliminate $20,000 plus in taxes, start building an income stream outside your 9 to 5, and protect everything that you're building from future lawsuits, all without quitting your job? That's exactly what we helped one of our clients do. And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly the strategy that we use to help him reduce taxes, build long-term wealth, and layer in bulletproof asset protection. If you're new here, my name is Preston. I help full-time professionals optimize taxes, build income streams, and structure their finances for long-term freedom. And the truth is, most people don't need to take massive risks or start the next unicorn startup to build wealth. They just need to stop leaking money through taxes, fees, and poor structuring. This client case study is going to show you with just a few intentional changes, you can transform a static paycheck into a tax-advantaged wealth-building machine. We're going to call this client James. James is a full-time W-2 earner in tech, his income is stable, and his expenses are relatively low, which means he has margin to work with. But up until he came to us, he wasn't doing much with that margin. His money just sat in a brokerage account, his taxes were super high, and he had no clear investment or protection plan. Here were James's top priorities. First, he wanted to reduce his annual tax burden. He wanted to build exposure to alternative assets. Number 3, he wanted to put legal protections in place as he builds. And number 4 was to create a clear automated wealth building system. And we're going to show you exactly how we approach that. We started by forming an LLC and getting him structured like a real business, even though he's still a W-2 employee. Here's why that matters. Once you operate like a business, you open the door to a new set of rules and tax advantages. For James, this meant implementing an accountable plan. His business can now reimburse him for home office, phone, internet, mileage, things he was already paying for. That's about $2,000 per year in tax-free reimbursements. Next, we started using the Augusta rule. We built in 14 days of business use as his residence for team meetings, content planning, strategic reviews. That's another $7,000 per year that's paid from his business to himself, completely tax-free. And the third was tracking towards S-Corp eligibility. Once his LLC shows over $40,000 in profit, we can elect S-Corp and start saving on self-employment tax. That means payroll distributions and also 15% savings on that portion. Altogether, just these foundational tax strategies created $9,000 to $12,000 a year in tax positioning and cash movement alone. If you want to see how these kind of strategies would work in your situation, I'm walking through them step by step in a live masterclass this week. The link to register is in the description. You can bring your questions. We're going to cover real examples just like this. Next up, we helped James build a structural plan to allocate in Bitcoin without overexposing himself. James had conviction in Bitcoin, but he didn't have a structured buy plan, a tax-efficient way to hold or grow it, and any asset protection around it. Here's what we do. We set up an automatic weekly buy. We move funds monthly to cold storage or a multi-sig setup, depending on what he's comfortable with. We created a Bitcoin-specific LLC under his trust to protect the asset. We also layered in a solo 401k once his business generates income up to $69,000 in 2025, all tax deferred, and a backdoor Roth IRA, which is $7,000 per year, compounding tax-free. Bitcoin is volatile, but it's also the best performing asset of the last 10 years, and it offers incredible asymmetric upside. And that's why I personally believe in it as well. Even with modest recurring buys, if Bitcoin does what many believe it can, those allocations will matter, and they're going to be protected as well. Now, this is the piece that most people overlook until it's too late. James is building real value right now. Tax savings, his Bitcoin stack, and soon real estate. But what happens if someone sues him? Let me tell you a quick story about someone I know. There was a college football player, top of his class. He was a D1 talent, projected to go to the NFL. Now, he's walking out of his rented house one morning. He slips on ice in front of his doorstep, and he breaks his leg. And just like that, his NFL dreams are gone. Now, here's the crazy part. His mom turns around and sues the landlord for negligence. She claims that the landlord's failure to remove the ice cost her son his NFL future, and the court decides to side with her. She wins the lawsuit, and the landlord is now on the hook for damages tied to his future NFL earnings. This wasn't about someone doing something wrong. It was about being exposed. That's why we set James up with first, a revocable living trust to avoid probate and also allow assets to transfer smoothly, an LLC for future real estate purchases to separate risk and isolate liabilities. We set him up with umbrella insurance, an extra $1 to $2 million in coverage over home and auto, and Bitcoin held in a separate LLC as well, ensuring digital assets are protected and don't fall into a gray area legally. If you're building wealth but don't have legal layers around it, you're just hoping nothing happens. That's not a strategy. Now, one of James's concerns over time was he didn't want a second job. He didn't want to manage tenants. He just wanted a better system. Here's how we structured this to be low lift. First was the LLC, plus the Augusta, plus the accountable plan, which equals less than an hour per month to maintain. The Bitcoin buys are automated. The Roth conversions were a once-a-year process, and the asset protection was a one-time setup, then review annually. This isn't something that you need 20 hours a week for. Once it's structured right, it runs in the background. Now let's break down James's projected year one ROI from this plan. First, he's going to generate anywhere from $18,000 to $35,000 $50,000 in short-term rental net cash flow. He's gonna have $28,000 to $48,000 in bonus depreciation refund with the potential for $30,000 to $40,000 more if 100% bonus comes back. We have $8,000 to $10,000 in Augusta plus the accountable plan reimbursements, $2,000 to $3,000 from S-Corp payroll tax savings, up to $24,000 in employee solo 401k deferrals, $25,000 gain on select investments, and $50,000 to $81,000 from dividend income. Altogether, we're looking at $131,000 to $201,000 in first-year total benefits, just from reworking the structure and building smart. And here's the thing, this is repeatable. If you want to map this out for your own situation, again, you can register for the free masterclass using the link below. We're going to walk through the framework step by step, take your questions live, and show you how to start executing, whether you're brand new or already investing. And let me know if there's any other future video topics that you want me to cover. And if you got any value from this, please like and subscribe or whatever those YouTubers say, and I'll see you in the next one.